Well, hello again, and thank you for stopping by to check out this special presentation from digitalknowledgebox.com. And before we get going, this is going to be all about driving organic traffic to your site by the use of creating niche articles with the Google Keyword tool. And I just wanted to let you know that this presentation is brought to you by it's being sponsored by Vistaprint, and so while you're enjoying this presentation, I would encourage you to swing on by and check out Vistaprint.com. You can click on the banner here. They're a really awesome company. I've used them from time to time to create various business cards for different online businesses that I have, and so you can use them for both online and offline. It's pretty cool. You can get about 200 to 500 free business cards just by swinging by through this link. So for those of you who may be watching this video elsewhere, go to digitalknowledgebox.com/keyword research. Hello and welcome back for this special on-screen tutorial about using the Google Keyword tool in order to find a nice niche article. Okay, so first of all, what I've done here is I have signed out of Google completely. So this is assuming that you don't use your Gmail account or you don't use your AdWords account in order to do this research. So the first thing you want to do is just highlight, or I'm highlighting here rather, you want to search into Google or whatever search engine for Google Keyword Tool. And there you see it's the very first result, and of course I will have a link to this. I'll provide a link to this in the page here where you're watching this video to make it easier, but in case you're doing this sometime when you're not right here on this page, that's how you do it. Now, if you remember from the podcast, the keyword that I'm doing some research for is guitar, or rather I want to create some sort of instructional guitar video or course of some sort. Now, the options that we have here are to either find keywords, it will find keywords, but the options are to insert either a word or phrase or a website. So if I knew, let's say I was trying to just get some general search terms for my website after I've written a few articles or something. Something you could do is you could type in your web address and it'll generate a series of keywords that you may not have thought of before. Okay, so this option, then you just kind of have a look at these options. Only show ideas closely related to my terms. No, I'm wanting a little bit broader of a search so I'm not going to check that, leave that unchecked. If you want, there's some advanced options. We're not going to get into those today, but they're there in case you are interested. The last thing you have to do is prove that you are not a robot, that you can spell soldo or whatever the characters are. Oh, I messed it up. Alright, let's try that again. Am I a robot? Okay, I'm not a robot. Good. Alright, so as it's loading up right now, here we have our results. Wonderful. So the very first one, of course, is guitar, which it'll tell you it has a low competition. Now that's interesting to me. I would have thought that the competition for guitar would have been high, but for whatever reason there's a low amount of competition, and as you can see it will tell you the global monthly searches, which is 45.5 million, local monthly searches 16.6, and then the local search trends, and we'll get to that in just a second. Now, another thing I wanted to point out here is it is suggesting to sign in with your AdWords login information to see the full set of ideas for this search. What that is suggesting is that, well, it's pretty obvious. It wants you to sign into the AdWords login. But the reason that it's suggesting that is because by signing into your AdWords account, you have more flexibility with these keywords. So in other words, right now I can download all this complete set of keywords, or I might be able to highlight a few of them like this, view as text, more like these. It just gives you these. So I could download the ones that I've selected now. See, I've selected the 3. But if you log into your AdWords, first of all, they generate a few more sets of the information, or columns full of information about the keywords. But as well, let's say you wanted to use one of your Hondo. Let's say I wanted to use this keyword, Hondo guitars, in my AdWords campaign, which I'll explain more about later. Don't even worry about it now if that's new to you. But you could just toss it into your campaign right from here. So the point is that I'm showing you this without the use of signing into AdWords or Google at all, just so that we can all be on the same page in case you don't have that set up yet. And then maybe in the future, if you guys and gals want to, I can do a little tutorial on the difference there. Okay, so as you can see, they have shown me about 100 or 50 results right now. Let's go ahead and see 100 of them, and this should just kind of give you an idea of the lay of the land here within this keyword tool. So there's just tons and tons of different keywords. So what in the world are you supposed to do when you see these things? Well, you have to have some sort of some idea in mind for what you're searching for. And for this tutorial, we are searching for a niche article concept. So I'm going to go ahead and click on local monthly searches here. And what that does is it now searches, it gives me my results in terms of the highest to the lowest local monthly searches. So guitar is still the highest with 16 million, and the very next one is bass. That's interesting. And then sheet music, Gibson, amp. Okay, so right there, within these first 5-7 results, I sort of get a picture of different big concepts and categories that surround this keyword guitar. But as I mentioned before, we might want to dig a little bit deeper into all of these keywords in order to find a good search term or keyword set for my article. And this is what I found in the podcast, that I found this guitar tuners. We have a low competition, or I'm sorry, that's a medium competition. And it's pretty easy there. You just kind of hover over it and it'll tell you. So we have a medium competition. Let's see what we get here. This is interesting. So if you click on that little, let me show you that button again. This is this little view search trends in Google Insights. So if you click on that button, it's going to pop you over to Google Insights for search. And this is a whole different video all to itself. But nonetheless, it provides more information than you could possibly imagine, all about the words guitar tuners. But at the same time, it is interesting because you get, oh, okay, online tuners, guitar online tuners. You see how that sort of opens up this new possibility for niche article categories. So we won't get into that too much today, but it shows you, it gives you a nice picture of the trends for each keyword term. And that's available for every single keyword. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so moving right along here, we have the global monthly searches and then the local monthly searches. We're down to 450,000, which is still a lot in my mind. So the local search trends here is a reflection of Google Insights for that keyword term. Okay, so as I keep scrolling down here, I'm getting more of these how to play guitar, how to play the guitar, and other instruments, a free guitar, learning the guitar, Guitar World, I think that's a magazine. Okay, so we're getting into these different categories for the guitar, all about teaching, and that's really what my ultimate product, my ultimate digital product that I want to create here is something in the realm of guitar teaching. So easy guitar songs, this is very interesting. But really, I wanted to dig deeper, and so as I continued through this process, I found some of the smaller keywords, and so in there we found guitar tuner and the capo. And for those of you who don't know, the capo is a special little tool that guitar players use to change the key of the song that they're playing in. Just a little side note. But if I search for these terms, just in that same process, just going through here, finding related terms and trying to get at least 3, at most I would say 5 keywords there. For example, how to play a guitar. I mean, that's 4 keywords, but you still get plenty of search results for that. So, or online tuner for guitar. Okay, so back to what I was saying here.